One shot depending on where you're fouled. From 2, 3, or even 4. 4-point shot, you just got to have a foot in the circle. And the best one, bring the fire. Coach don't like a foul. He calls to bring the fire, and they go one-on-one for it.
We talked about this before the game. The consolidation of talent, I think, is what's going to really make this season a special one. Only 8 teams this year.
Here's the matchup. Dwight Howard inside Reggie Evans. It's going to stay with LA.
And that's going to be a physical matchup because, of course, throughout his, tenure in the NBA.
Reggie Evans has been the biggest bully in the BIG3. And now he has to deal with Dwight Howard. And right away, a little bit of nudging. But nice shot right there by Jordan Crawford. Turnover. Right inside, Dwight Howard. Foul. All right, let's take a look at the battle of the bigs. 6'10", 6'8", a lot of weight there.
Not Reggie more than 245. I'm 240.
No,
I'm 240. Ain't no way, bro.
Ain't no way. Ain't no way. And I ran into him. That ain't 245.
No, it feels a little bit different. But, it's interesting, too, that, over the years of this league, to be able to get when it first started with, like, Chauncey Billups.
What do you think about... We'll go to the foul then. I'll ask you a question.
Well, back in the day, Chalmers would be able to get by Dwight. But that time, Dwight nudging him out of bounds. And what was your question?
Lance Stephenson coming off the bench. Interesting, right? I mean, he's a prolific scorer. Now, I get it. His first time playing, but that's an interesting move.
But if you got a point guard like Chalmers, you want to play
free throw, but you might get the ball back.
That's right.
Beasley rises up from the corner 3, sticks it. Like I said, it only takes 1.
Here's the interesting thing, and we're going to rehash this a little bit for some of the viewers that have watched the BIG3 in the past, but maybe this is your first time. With 3-on-3, it's about court spacing, getting the ball out quickly, the middle pick and roll, and shooting jump shots.
No question.
You shoot jump shots, you got space. It's going to be tough to guard the full real estate of this court.
That big court, and once a guy has it going, it's really hard to turn the water off because you can't double. There's so much space out there. You can get any shot that you want. There's Beasley inside with that spin move, so good at that.
And that's Beasley operating in the middle of the court. And just like you see in the NBA, it's extremely difficult to double team, especially if you have shooting around you in the middle of the court.
Prolific one-on-one player, Beasley. Good defense by Chalmers. Back to Crawford. Rises up from deep. He's in the zone, and he knows it.
I tell you what, we've seen this. We've been at the beginning of the seasons where it's taken a couple weeks for teams to kind of get their sea legs and continuity. But I'm telling you, it's something different about this year and the attitude and mentality of the players of coming in shape, coming together ready to play, because they're making.
These guys have been training together. They're all living, they're getting into the same cities and practicing. Dwight Howard with the offensive rebound, good put back.
And that was the purpose, too.
Championship. He said, so that was the reason. He said, but that's all behind him. He thinks Lance has what it takes to help them win. Lastly, guys, in this last timeout huddle.
Beasley out to Stevenson. Drifting on the fade. Oh, yeah!
See, this is what is going to make this Miami team so difficult to stop. You got bookends, right? Lance Stevenson on one side, Michael Beasley on the other. How do you provide the help to try to stop either one of them?
Stevenson applying pressure defensively. Elijah Stewart with 3. Over to Beasley on this ISO. Plenty of space to work. That high screen. Perry Jones on him. Beasley rises up. Man, work on these guys. They have guys that do film work on people. Beasley from the corner. That's an air ball. Don't have to clear it. Elijah Stewart with an easy one. Good play by Perry Jones.
Yeah, that's a tough shot by Beasley. But all games at the beginning of the season, hard to make that up. Only 4 teams are going to make the playoffs.
A lot of contact. And 1. Beasley is on 1.
Yeah, you could tell somebody was ready.
And folks, when you see Beasley at the hotel, he's the coolest dude.
Coolest dude. You would never see this. I mean, are you talking about, a lot of times you say the personality, you are who you are on and off the court.
Yeah.
that's not the case right now.
No, it's cool as can be. Rachel, what do you got? And because you're in the bonus on an offensive foul, you'll get shots out of this. Now, if Chalmers were to make this shot, Miami will get the ball back.
And remember, halftime begins when the first team crosses that threshold of 25 points.
These are big free throws. These are winning free throws. Crawford got it back. Working that baseline. Oh, he's so tough down there. So tough. And that'll send us to the half. Oh, man, the trash talking's been legit. Both teams battling. And let's send it down to Rachel.
What a crazy way to start off this season of the Big Three. What's going on the court right now?
I'm the biggest menace on the block. The biggest menace on the block. That's what's going on.
You're the biggest menace on the block, but you're also player coach this game. How are you going to keep your team composed in the second half?
Ain't no compose right now. We're just going to see how this is going to go. For sure.
Good luck.
That's college at the power forward position, but also in the league. To either carve it out, and speaking of which, Wesley Johnson can knock that down all day. But Evans figured out, well, take a look afterwards here, Wesley able to come in on the backside. BC thought he had an easy two. Nice out of bounds play.
Very nice. Yeah, Reggie Evans. Sealed.
Oh, they didn't extend it so they could show me.
Crawford sticks the lefty pull up. One thing you can really tell, really shot it well. And that was a big difference. Like, they would just go on a run, and next thing you know, they'd win games because of their shooting.
Well, especially if you had two guards like when Jordan Crawford and Stewart were on the court at the same time like we see now, and they spread you out, it was tough to defend both of those.
No question. Both highly skilled. Here's Stewart with a little pullback.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, so those two were going back and forth. Okay, as soon as you start to lean a little bit towards Elijah Stewart, Jordan Crawford tends to go on. And then you lean towards that, and now a big inside is getting a layup or a second shot.
All right, here's Beasley. Downhill, elevates, lays it up. As you can tell, you talked early, but they realize how important the fouls are.
Well, I mean, but it disrupts the flow of the game, too.
Crawford, yes.
Money, man. I'm telling you, those two were so... The best guard combination last year was Jordan Crawford and, Elijah Stewart.
These guys are in mid-season form right now. 35-30. Crawford extends out, gets downhill. Stewart, Perry inside. Beasley gets it, clears it. Chalmers, just a big shot. Yes. Here's Lance, inside Beasley. Pump fakes, lets it fly, sticks it.
To the spot.
And he ties it up.
And that one, he didn't have to.
Rebound Stevenson. Attacking, spinning, elevating. Yes. And that'll send us to the third quarter break. Very good response by Miami. After all the drama, they come back.
Meeting Dwight early.
Yeah.
So he didn't have deep post position. Here's a foul, not in the penalty for the Riot.
Oh, there's the sixth foul.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
And Dwight wasn't known as a very good free throw shooter
Early
in his career, but he got better.
He did.
Kind of like, remember Tim Duncan when he came in? Karl Malone when he came into the league? They all improved from the stripe.
All right, he makes it, so LA will get the ball back. And then shoot one for two and get the ball back.
Well, Dwight Howard's there, but then the move to the left, hip check.
There's a lot that can happen right now. This could take 10 more minutes.
It could. And when you choose to bring the fire, because if you lose it, it's gone, and you may need it later on in a critical call, especially now with Michael Beasley. But he was stopped by Wesley Johnson in that first half.
He was. People love here, Beasley. Spin, step back, good defense. good strategic bring to fire. Dwight Howard will figure that out. And everyone that comes to the Big Three the first couple weeks, they're always trying to figure that out.
But they're also trying to figure out, especially the rules of the game, and vice versa. So that's why the first 2 to 3 weeks are kind of like feel-out periods, especially for teams that are new together.
That is a big shot by Lance Stevenson. Stevenson, corner three. Oh, man! 48-41, huge shot.
That time, Beasley kind of lost it, but Stevenson able to pick up the change.
Crawford answers. This is game point. 48-44.
Watch Lance get by him.
That's a shooting foul, right?
But
they called it on the floor. So listen, on the floor for game point turns into a side out. On the first one.
On the first one.
Yeah.
The second one, they get fouled.
You just don't want to see this.
But I told you, Scout, the ending of the second half mimicked the ending of the first half, where it was a flow early, and then the physicality took over, slowed down the game, muddled it up, and kind of ended it on a bad note. Now here's an opportunity for Miami to kind of get this game and move forward.
So Miami has game point. Looking to get it into Beasley. All right, elevates, tips back. No good, out of bounds. It's gonna be LA ball.
Yeah, Michael Ball said that. He had a good look too. Put him in the middle of the court, let him go to work that time. Not able to complete the play.
All right, here's Crawford, back in the game. Get downhill, elevate. Oh, nothing. Chalmers, he's clearing it. Big shot, Chalmers. Step back, downhill, elevates, and he scoots one in for the game winner.
Well, that time, Chalmers able to tightrope the baseline, get by Perry Jones, and then finish it. Not a lot of elevation, but enough to spin off the glass to get it up and in.
All right, we got a lot more coming. Miami gets a win. Big week one. We'll be right back.